Hello, hello, hello.
You're losing that.
It's been a month, I think, hopefully, since my last video, because I'm actually doing these on the same day. I'm just spreading it out, so you guys have a good stream of content. Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the Taylor Swift albums. So, we're just gonna go from the bottom of the list all the way to the top. So least favorite to most favorite. And yeah, this is my opinion. My opinion. It's not objective. It is, but it's not objective. It's not like it doesn't have to be yours, even though it should be. And for each album, I'm gonna give you like my top song from each album and my least favorite song. Just to add some more substance to like it all. Okay. Let's do it. So my least favorite Taylor Swift album, I don't feel like this should be a surprise, but it's her first album, Taylor Swift. You know, this isn't a bad album. I enjoy the album a lot, but it's her first album, so I feel like that makes sense that it's like her worst. But worst doesn't mean bad. It's just like on the scale, it's at the bottom. My favorite song, this is a hot take, The Outside. I just really like that song. I know people like hate it for some reason, but it's like just so fun, and I can't not pick The Outside.
Anything, how can I ever try to be better? Nobody ever lets me in.
Oh, and my least favorite song, Perfectly Good Heart. It's kind of pick me. And I think that means that it's time for my 9th favorite. And this is gonna like hurt people, but this is my opinion, okay? My second, number 9. Speak Now. So, Speak Now is a good album. It's like, it's better than Debut. I feel like the songs are good, like really good, but they're all pretty average.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
There are peaks, especially like Speak Now Taylor's version. I feel like it's the worst of all. This is a lie. This is not no. My 9th favorite Taylor Swift album is Fearless, and Fearless is good. It's a good album. I feel like there's really high highs, but there's also kind of like lows. Well, my favorite like Fearless Taylor's version song is Don't You. I just like really like the duality behind how she uses Don't You and like the double meaning of it all. It's really genius for her age. She's really ahead of her times. From like the regular track list, this is kind of basic, but my favorite is The Way I Loved You. And my least favorite is probably like Tell Me Why. I'm just not the biggest fan of that. It's kind of Horse Girl to me. Alright, so number 8. Yeah, Speak Now Taylor's version. There are highs. I was like lying before. My favorite, I think just Last Kiss, because like that's just like, it's so good on so many levels. So I didn't record what my least favorite Speak Now song was. But it's, let's be honest. It's ours. No, it's not. It's Superman. But if we're talking vaults, it's like half the no, probably yeah, Foolish One. Cause yeah, people like it. I don't relate. Sorry, I'm not a foolish one. Yeah. All right, next up, a little bit of a plot twist here. Evermore. So recently, there's been a lot of people saying that Evermore is better than Folklore. And I think they're really just like lying to themselves. I guess like a few songs on here are better than the ones on Folklore, but as like a whole, it's just like, it's not for me, I guess. My favorite song is probably, honestly, like Marjorie is probably my favorite song. That's a lie. I was in a mood that day. It's time to go. And there's a lot of it's time to go hate. It's weird. My least favorite song is probably Coney Island. People hate Closure as well, but it's good. So what, there's pans. Whatever. You don't like a good pan? I love a little ruckus. Up next. Listen, just because these albums are like on the bottom half of the ranking doesn't mean like I hate them. I love all of her albums. Just that's how like rankings work. Okay, like some have to go lower, and that's why 1989. What are we at? And that's why 1989 is number 6 on my ranking. Vaults, best vault by far. By far, it's not even close. At first, I didn't really get it. I liked it. I think it needs to grow a little bit more to be like a favorite. It was good though. But I get it now. I get it. I get it. I get it. My favorite song is probably See Before. Taylor's version, it was clean. But I don't know. I feel like it just isn't as good anymore. That's my hot take. But probably Out of the Woods is my favorite song on this album, I think. And my least favorite song? All of these songs are really, really good. It's probably maybe Shake It Off. But that song gets so much credit for like what it did. It was a movement. It was a movement of upbeat Taylor Swift songs. It changed the world. And it changed me. So is that rude to say Shake It Off is the worst? I don't know. Bad Blood's like good. It's not as bad as the streets say. Number 5 overall on my Taylor Swift album ranking is Lover. Lover. For a while, I really, really liked Lover. But it's kind of like, it might have been due to like recency bias. I still really, really like it. It's just not as good as I thought it was. My favorite song is probably still Cruel Summer. Because I feel like I've listened to that song 10,000 times, but it's still so good. You know? But this album isn't as bad as like so many people make it out to be. People like say it's her worst album. It's not. Now when you have I Think He Knows, Death by a Thousand Cuts, and people hate Daylight. No. So yeah, favorite song, Cruel Summer. Least favorite song, probably, I don't want to be like basic and say Me, because Me's fun sometimes. But yeah, it's probably Me. That means it's time for our next one. At number 4, Red. Oh, Red. Red is that album. Look at that track. This is so funny still. Look at how long that track list is. Oh, the graphic designers took the day off, and Taylor Nation took the day on. They should have like even, like imagine if like the numbers were like different, like a white even, maybe. My favorite song on Red is Nothing New. Is that fair? Wait, yeah, okay, yeah. My favorite song on like The Vault, if I was to include The Vault in general with everything, my favorite song would be Nothing New. Outside of the, because it's just like, I used to really, really like the Lucky One, but now I don't like it as much because it's just watered down, palatable Nothing New. I kind of want one day like a solo Nothing New, because Taylor wrote it by herself, so we should be able to get her singing it by herself. Probably my favorite song, All Too Well. I feel like you have to do All Too Well. My least favorite song is probably Everything Has Changed. And that's like a hot take. People love that song. I used to like, in my room, when I like played music before I go to bed, I used to do like shuffle Taylor Swift songs. And it always came up, this was like 18. Everything Has Changed always came on first, and it just became so annoying to me. I don't know why, it was shuffle, but they always put Everything Has Changed first. I just really like, I honestly hate Everything Has Changed Taylor's version. It's not even as good as the version that I didn't like. They're like harmonies. They hurt my brain. I'm not even trying to be mean, they just do. Everything else though, 10s. tens. This is where it gets hard. Not really. Well, yeah. Well, number 3, we have folklore, 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 folklore. That's all I have to say. Folklore, folklore, folklore. Skipless, skipless. No skips. Skipless. Probably my favorite song. Oh, My Two's Ricochet. That is my favorite song of like all time. I can go anywhere I want, just not home. You can aim for my heart, go for blood, but you would still miss me in your bones. And I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky, and when you can't sleep at night, you hear my stolen lullabies. Stop. That's crazy. That is a crazy lyric. That's like, are you like shocked right now? Are you like, he's right. That is like the best song ever written, created, all the above. Her stolen lullabies. What? Ugh. Least favorite. Probably Epiphany, which is like so immature. I feel like only mature listeners can like Epiphany. And I do like Epiphany. I really like Epiphany. I remember telling my English teacher in 10th grade all about how like Epiphany is a comparison between World War II soldiers and like nurses and workers, like in the recent, I don't know if I can say that word. Is it gonna like blacklist my video? In 2020, yeah. And she was like, whoa, that is so creative. I'll have to listen. And then it changed her life. So it's like even my least favorite song is still a shocking, insane, beautiful song. Next up, Midnights. Midnights. And you know, I'm tired of the Midnight slander. The Midnight slander has become overwhelming recently, and it's gotten on my nerves. I said it. It's gotten on my nerves. Everyone apparently hates that it could get Album of the Year. But guess what? It was the Album of the Year. Antihero, everywhere. Midnights, the records that it set, everywhere. Anyways, number 2. And what about it? Best song, my favorite song, You're on Your Own, Kid. Of course. There's nothing more to it. My least favorite song is probably Vigilante. Probably. It used to be like Labyrinth and it used to be Question, but I love Labyrinth now, and the 1989 Vault made me love Question somehow. Yeah. And so that only leaves one. Are we surprised? Are we like, oh, what's his favorite album? What is it? What is it? What's his favorite album? We all know. We all know. We all know. Yeah. It's Reputation. It feels wrong for Reputation to not be like your favorite album. I feel like that's kind of a red flag. Right? She agrees. My favorite song, it's also like in my top 3 of all time, is Call It What You Want. And I used to not like it very much. But then one day when I was driving to work, I was just like, call it what you want. But then I was like, I'm gonna call it what I want. And I'm calling Call It What You Want what I want. Yeah. My least favorite song is probably Endgame, I'd assume. I find it so funny. I always have to bring this up, that Ed and Taylor are like, I got a reputation, it precedes me. And then Future says, I have a reputation and it doesn't precede me. Like he missed the whole point of the song. I feel like he wasn't there. Like Taylor and Ed were writing, and then Taylor was like, hey, Future, do you want to be on this? And he's like, sure. She told him, make sure to say your reputation precedes you. And he like misheard her. Yeah. But I still really like Endgame because it has Taylor's verse, which is an insane verse. And yeah, that's the top 10. Let's go through it one more time. Number 10, Taylor Swift. Number 9, Fearless. Number 8, Speak Now. Number 7, Evermore. Number 6, 1989. Number 5, Lover. Number 4, Red. Number 3, Folklore. Number 2, Midnights. And number 1 is Reputation. And that's the objective ranking. No, it's not. It's my opinion. Which is the objective? Comment your ranking down below. I'm interested to see your wrong ranking. Unless it's like mine. If it's like mine, then it's right. But if it's not, then alright. Bye.